gonna draw Krrsantan. Anyways, he's the new Wookiee from Book of Boba Fett, and I really do enjoy the new relatively new characters from the show. The thing about Wookiees, because Wookiees have kind of longer heads. Krrsantan, it's a little bit it's a little bit broader than Chewbacca, but he does have these bigs. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna go about doing that. We're gonna start with something like that. I am going to use the brush because there's a ton of hair, and I think there's going to be a lot more texture that I'm going to be able to get out using the brushes, as it were. Normally, like for a dog or for a wolf, you would use kind of a heart-shaped, but the Wookiees, it does kind of go down and then it kind of flattens out. So it's kind of an inverted, as it were. As for the Book of Boba Fett, knocked the camera there. As for the Book of Boba Fett itself, I started watching it, and because it wasn't really something. I like Boba Fett. I've always liked Boba Fett. And he's one of the first guys that I really got into. And when I was much younger, he's one of the first guys I really got into. But there is something about these old characters making appearances, and I suppose it's called fan service. I guess I'm not a huge fan of fan service, as it were. And these guys have much deeper longer braids, as it were. Or I guess these are braids. I'm not sure what you would call these. But we see it all the time. Like Blofeld came back in No Time to Die, the James Bond movie. I wasn't a huge fan of that. And didn't really think that he needed to be there. I mean, how many times is Blofeld gonna die in James Bond movies? Dies like all the time. Well, even like Luke Skywalker coming back in The Mandalorian, and I was kind of like, well, it is what it is, but apparently it was like a big deal. It's a very big deal having Luke come back. Was a huge. My sister really liked it. My brother really liked it. So maybe I am on the outs, in the minority in that, which is okay. But so I wasn't a huge fan of Boba Fett, like the idea that there is there's gonna be, the book of Boba Fett's coming back. I'm like, I don't know. Not the hugest. The eyes are interesting here because I think the Wookiees just have dark. I don't think that they are huge, but you can clearly tell in Book of Boba Fett that he has pupils. So I think I'm just going to color them straight dark. I don't think I'm going to I don't think I'm going to color them in here. But my brother recommended Book of Boba Fett to me, and that's why I started watching it. Okay, so now we're going to move to the paints. And we're doing, again, we're doing Noodler's ink. It's okay, it's Noodler's ink is okay, but it's also what I have the most of. So that's why we are using it, because I have a lot of it. And I have this Escandado. It's a number 2 round, and I wanted to stay away from the number 2 round because that's what all the old original comic guys, that's what they brought to the table was number 2 round. So I was like, that's standard. And I don't know if I necessarily want that. But as it turns out, there's a reason why it's so successful, and that's because it's that's why it became a standard, because it's pretty solid, it's pretty good. So I started watching Book of Boba Fett, and at first I was kind of like, well, I don't know. There's a lot of plot contrivances, and what I mean by that is I feel that a lot of the characters and a lot of even some of the races of the Sand People, they're not acting the way that I would expect them to act. And I was like, well, they're just doing it for the sake of trying to tell this story here. This last episode, episode 4, it kind of explains quite a bit of that. And, why these... If you had never seen Boba Fett before, if you had never read any of the never read any of the Expanded Universe, never read much about him, then it's a good show. And I guess that's where I should start with that, is it is a good show, and I do recommend it, and I do like Book of Boba Fett. And this episode 4 did quite a bit in explaining why these characters are acting the way that they do. I'm trying to, because I know that my my head was in the way a lot. So I'm trying to... I tilted the my desk up a little bit, so I changed the camera angle. And trying not to... The reason why I had the camera angle flat was because I didn't want the camera to distort the picture as it is, because it's at an angle. The camera has a tendency to, lengthen out or flatten, squatty. The picture, I wasn't a big fan of that, so I wanted to make it. Plus, I was getting into to watercolors, and I didn't. I know that a lot of watercolorists, they like to use that angle, and they use it to their advantage, but I kind of did not. Want to do that. I kind of wanted to just go into, can't get away from my hash marks. So, even though, remember, episode 4 got a lot of positive reviews, and it's probably my least favorite episode. So once again, I am in the minority. I'm in the minority of quite a few opinions, as it were. But that's okay. Do not mind. But what I did like about episode 4 is does explain a lot. Like I said, my biggest complaint was that this is a fine story. What these guys are doing, a lot of the new characters they introduced, I really enjoy. You can see I'm drawing Krrsantan. I'm sketching Krrsantan here. I should be going left to right because this is an ink wash, as it were. This is straight India ink. So, but maybe it's gonna dry. I am doing it on watercolor paper. I think it's gonna dry before shouldn't be too bad. So episode 4, I think, solves a lot of that. Gets rid of a lot of that stuff. Well, it explains, why these characters act the way that they do. There's still a few things. I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But I don't know. I think if you have Disney Plus to watch Star Wars, I don't know why at this point you wouldn't have already seen it. And if you're not subscribed to it, I don't know how you're going to watch it in the future, if you even plan on watching it in the future. So maybe spoilers, not a thing. At any rate, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. So, there's not going to be any spoilers here, so I'm trying my best not to give anything away. But there is one scene in particular. I don't think I'm giving away too much. It is a battle with the Gormanians. And this Wookiee right here that I'm sketching, he actually has a pretty significant battle with a couple Gormanians. Then, when it's time for them to escape, Boba Fett and his partner, they just I know there's some other non-Gormanians that are guards, but they pretty much just run right through them, and I'm kind of like, oh, why? Why are they doing that? Not a huge fan of that. I like consistency. And yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think it ends up making this guy look weak because, well, on the one hand, you know what I forgot? Let me finish the thought here. On the one hand, you have these Gormanians that they're supposed to be feared, but and they look fearsome when a couple of them run up on Krrsantan, and he looks it looks like, holy cow, like these guys are pretty tough. And then when you just see Boba Fett and his little friend, I know that she has a name, she has a real name, just a character name and a real name, but they just run right through them, and I'm kind of like, well, then it certainly makes this guy look weak. But I don't think he's weak. They talk him up. They talk him up big time. He's supposed to be some gladiator. He didn't come up like other Wookiees. He's supposed to be some big gladiator type. And you know. But I just think that when Boba Fett and I think their actress's name is W-I-E? Not 100% sure. I should know. I should know things. I don't know things. But yeah, certainly makes him look weak, and I don't think he should. I think the way that they introduced him, the way that he essentially survives Boba Fett and his crew, he shouldn't just get taken over. Or those Gamorreans shouldn't be taken down so simply, so easily. The other thing it does is it lacks drama for them, for Boba Fett and his crew. You know, they're supposed to be, I think that's what I want. That's a little bit darker, right? It's a little bit darker. I am gonna go back and use try a touch darker. I'm going to try to go back and use a lot of white ink. And anyways, so that's number 4. That's episode number 4. That clears a lot of that stuff up. Because yeah, I had a lot of questions. What did I think I wrote some stuff down while I was watching it. You know, somewhere. Let's see. Well, I don't want to. I will say, if you have not watched it yet, watch out for Andy Reid in the bar, because Andy Reid is at the bar. Characters, I do like the characters, and I guess the whole thing is that they're trying to make Boba Fett a hero, and I don't know that I necessarily see him that way. But again, a lot of these little nitpicks, and I don't want to discourage anyone from going and drawing your own conclusions, because like I said, overall I like it. Overall I enjoyed it. It just, and I don't want people to take away, oh well, you know, I'm not gonna waste my time. No, waste your time. Absolutely. Go in and watch it. Trying some dry. Oh, this side's a little bit darker. I think that's okay. I think that's gonna be okay. I am, because like I said, I am going to use a lot of corrections on this. And because he does kind of have a lot of mixed swirly swirls. I don't know, would you appreciate me calling them swirly swirls? Well, guess what? Krrsantan, whatever your name happens to be, they're swirly swirls. Krrsantan? I guess what? I'm trying to debate, like, how much should I will, like, around the eyes. It is a pretty dark-ish. Should probably look at another picture. What looks good? That's alright. right. I do think I want one more. Because he does distinctly, I guess we'll this top here, I'm going to color this in totally. And normally I would leave some kind of highlight. But one thing about Wookiees, they're a lot flatter. So I'm trying to do a couple things here. I'm trying to use the side of the brush, which apparently is bad. I heard that that's bad. But I'm also dabbing this a touch on a paper towel because I'm trying to essentially dry brush some of these textures. Again, I'm just kind of experimenting a little bit because anyone that's seen that show would understand that he does in fact pretty swirly skin, fur, especially the beard. The beard is pretty white. So I'm just going to do a little of this, and then dab it. Try to come back. Oh, I did leave this side open. What was I going to do for this side? Color all this in? Yeah, I think so. We are now. I'm going to color that side in. So I think there's a couple of episodes left. I'm definitely going to check them out with some more enthusiasm than what I had previously had. Pardon me. I think this is a case where I can use a bigger brush. That was a pretty terrible review. I think so. That was a pretty terrible review. But I think, what makes it difficult, I should do older reviews that I don't have to worry about spoilers so much. do I want to do? I think put a little more gray in his beard. I know it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty white. I'm gonna touch more here. And then the gray can go on the spikes. A little darker-ish. Darker-ish. Then probably something a touch lighter. I suppose I could also come up with the markers. Maybe I will do that. Because I certainly can use the warm on these, get a little bit of gold on these, and then I can use, so now I just kind of have to decide. I'm going to go ahead and use the jelly roll, and let's get rid of, is this dry? Kind of? Enough? Get rid of some of these. Pencil marks. Which I think I can do. Which I think I can safely do. Not too concerned about the other stuff. Think about the light source. Let's start with the eyes here. Make sure that oops. The whites of his eyes are actually white. And his eyes are pretty dark, so I don't want to mess with that too much. There's a little bit of highlights here. Yeah, because I just don't know. Like, how much do I actually? Let's go with what I do know I want to do. Yeah, so the last word on Book of Boba Fett is, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's worth it. I feel like the first episode is the best episode, so I feel like the first episode. But again, I'm in the minority. There's a lot of people who really like this last episode that came down. But I felt like, because when I judge something, I typically go by, feeling. That's a terrible thing. But when I leave the theater, or in this case, when I get up from watching, how does it make me feel? How did it? And I would say that the first episode did instill some sense of excitement, more excitement than the other ones did. And I'm just going to color all these just gonna color. We typically go from the upper right down to the lower left when it comes to shading. I didn't put very much because it is such a maybe I won't. His skin is, or his fur is it's varied. It changes a lot. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just try to keep going with what I'm doing now. That might be the best. Work out. So let us go with let's color in so this definitely has some shoulder pads here. Then pretty dark band of the arrows. I know he's got stuff on his band of the arrows. They don't really show that too much. So I'm just going to color this whole thing in. And in case you can't tell, I'm in need of some new markers. I did check out these Masters signatures. Apparently it's a Hobby Lobby house brand, and they were pretty good, but and certainly far less expensive than these Copic markers. But they seemed like they were running out of ink. Well, you could already tell, like just from this side, the thickness and the evenness to the shorter, choppier strokes that I am taking on this side here. And that's just, I'm just trying to smash this into the picture just to try to get as much out of squeeze as much juice that I can out of these suckers. And so I do think I'm going to throw a little highlight just so this stands out, although I think I did a pretty good job. think he does have fangs. I'm pretty sure he has fangs. But in this particular case, we should do something with his head. And I think I'm going to use this. This is my bigger Faber-Castell. If that's the case, I'm going to lighten some of this up. And I need to darken some of that. Now, there's a question, because I did so much of it, I'm going to try. I was going to say, because I did so much of it with brush and ink. How much of it? I'm worried that if I use a traditional marker, that it's just going to stand out so much. And then, but even this, it doesn't, I was gonna say it doesn't really cover up. Kinda does, a little bit. And so that's pretty strong Faber-Castell. So I do want to keep going the same direction. The previous, the previous streaks were going, because I wanted to make it look like hair. That being the case, I think I am going to darken under here, just straight. Straight dark, not trying to touch this up at all. Yeah, I think so. I think we did okay dokie. And I don't know that his mine's not necessarily that dark. But I don't think it looks bad. And that kind of trumps everything that we're trying to do. So how does it look? How does it look on paper? So now that we've kind of streaked everything. I said streaked. Oh, that was quite a bit. That was quite a bit. Let us try this. Extend this out a touch. Now, because I am somewhat concerned, I am going to touch this up a little bit. And I'm going to make this a little bit darker, and it should be a touch darker on the insides here. This is where planning your drawing out pays. It pays. Things that I should know. I do know these things, but sometimes I just need a little reminder. And okay. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do too much. So I'm going to set it aside for now, for the moment. Krrsantan. That's what he looks like. Well, that's our sketch of him. One of my favorite characters from the book of Boba Fett